Now we're going to turn to some practical investments that are happening in Ukraine already. So our last three speakers represent companies, both foreign companies and Ukrainian companies. So our first speaker is Mike Stenson. He's head of Kingspan, an investment which launched an investment project. I believe it's in the Lviv region of 200 million euros. And so, Mike, please, the floor is yours. Please explain to us what you're doing with this investment project.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes. Project, yeah. Serious status. Yeah. Can you put it in presentation mode, please?
Okay.
You need to share another screen now with the presentation.
You need to share the screen, Mike.
Yeah, I just want to see. Okay. Just give me 1 second while I...
Yes.
I'm off screen now, right?
No, you're on screen.
Still on screen.
Oh, there we go.
Right. Okay, so thanks for the opportunity, Sergey and team, to give you an update. I work for Kingspan, and we're a very large Irish headquartered company supplying lots of building materials, insulation, insulated panels, lighting, membranes, and lots of other district heating systems and so on. And we did announce this intention to do an investment last summer. Internally, we call the name Saoirse. Saoirse is an Irish or Gaelic language word, which translates into English as freedom and freedom from oppression. And we kind of thought it was a very appropriate project name for what we're doing and what we want to do here. So the idea we have is to develop this campus in Western Ukraine, working obviously very closely with Ukraine Invest. You know, a lot of the stuff that Sergey talked about in his presentation. The area that we're working towards is about 50 hectares. It'll be more than 40, slightly less than 50 perhaps in size. We will have 3 different buildings in the campus. We will have a raw material making mineral wool, which will have and use a lot of raw materials from the locality in Western Ukraine. We will have a very large manufacturing building with 6 different manufacturing units of the various materials and products that we make and sell. You know, today we have 9 factories in Poland, 2 in Slovakia, 2 in Czech, and 3 in Hungary. So we're well established across the region. And we will also build a customer kind of training and experience center with a very specific focus on digitalization. Our rationale for doing this is that it will support the next phase of our business growth in Central and Eastern Europe. It'll act as a beachhead for further development of Kingspan business in Ukraine. Many years ago, we tried to create a factory in Bakhmut, of all places, and we've been based in Ukraine from a selling point of view for more than 15 years. From a Ukraine point of view, we believe that this business and this investment will assist in the creation of an export-led, higher value-add set of products to help the Ukrainian economy. You know, instead of exporting stone or basic steel, we will use those raw materials and convert and make a higher value-add product. And obviously, you know, that should be able to assist with the reconstruction of the economy. specification that we've developed. We wanted to be close to Lviv in terms of border proximity, access to people and talent, lots of biodiversity, lots of to be a zero carbon or lower carbon site that will have a lot of material recycling and rainwater recovery and so on. Lots of application of digital tool sets, and we'll need a lot of electricity. And this is one of the concerns, obviously, that we're working through with Sergey, in that we will need, let's say, copious amounts of electricity, and preferably electricity that's not made from either from any fossil fuel source. So that's why we're interested in probably in nuclear, solar, wind, etc. as solutions. So where we're at right now, I mean, it is, in all honesty, it has taken us a bit longer than we had anticipated to find land. It's a bit more difficult, obviously, because a lot of it is agricultural for lots of good reasons. We do have a site preferred, and we also have a backup one now in place. We've signed a memorandum of understanding with Sergey and his team in terms of some of that support stuff that he talked about in his presentation, and developing a business plan for the total. And we have had meetings, and indeed one earlier today, with Olena and her colleagues in IFC, and also with EBRD in terms of support, because we will need a lot of support in terms of significant road access, as well as probably some rail access, as well as the electricity concern. But we've done a lot of work. We've developed a master plan, if you like. Not going to go through the details of it, but it basically shows how all the factories and where they might fit, and lots of finished goods space, and so on. And we have appointed a project team. We set out very clearly that the project team has to be located in Ukraine with a lot of local expertise. So we may have used external international companies, but they are the people on the project team, in addition to our own people in Lviv, are based. So we have architects, project managers, cost managers, legal, and somebody who will actually make it for us, and we have all those put in place. We have developed some key milestones. Obviously, these will depend on how the war will finish and will end. But I mean, the intention would be that by Q3 this year, hopefully we'll have the chosen plot in our name, and obviously there'll be design and development work that will happen over the following 6 or 8 months, and that we would start the construction probably midsummer 2024, and hopefully have the first production trials and activities in place by, say, August, September 2025. It's a 5-year program, at least, to effectively get all that development and all of that work in place, and so on. So that's where we're at. That's how we're doing it, and we're delighted to do it. We took a decision at the board level, back last April, May, June timeframe, while knowing that the war had started and the invasion was underway and so on, to effectively go and make this announcement and make this investment, and we're fully committed right now to do that. So that's where we're at. I'd be very happy to take any questions, and take it from there.
Thank you, Mike. There are many questions in the chat, but we'll have a segment on Q&A, and I'll go through those questions with the participants. So thank you so much for that presentation.